without further ado, I'd like to introduce our founder and CEO, Mr. Neil Capel.
Good morning. Welcome to Lift 2014. I am so excited to have you all here today. When I look back to 2007 when we started the company, I didn't really dream that I'd be standing on this stage in front of so many of you accomplished marketers. It's an incredible moment for me, and I really do want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you all for coming today, and I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Sailthru team. They've done an amazing job pulling this event together, and I also have to really especially call out Capel, and if you please join me in just thanking them. It was a really amazing job. Thank you so much. So we've stayed true to our vision from when we started the company, which has always been to improve the end consumer experience. We always wanted to make sure that that customer experience was the best possible way. In fact, we're a B2B company and that we sell to you people, but the fact is that we're really a B2C company because we're really actually trying to improve that consumer experience for all of your customers. And we've stayed true to that. So today is really about learning and collaboration. You're amazing marketers, as Alex already stated, and I would really do encourage you to network and share ideas, because it is amazing to have all of you people in the same room. You're leading the wave of marketing today because you see that the importance of communicating with the consumer, the person that's taking your product. You see the importance of doing that because outside of this room, people are still in a very much a broadcast medium. So I celebrate you, and that's why you're here too today, because we want to celebrate you. Because, believe it or not, each and every one of you is a superhero. Come on, seriously, who wanted to be a superhero as a kid? Come on, hands, come on, hands. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, I wanted to be Superman. That's easy. Superman had all the powers. He could fly, he had super strength. He was incredible, he was amazing, right? Incredible guy, could do everything. How amazing would it be, right? And when you're kids, so much potential. You've got to be a superhero. You've got so much potential to do anything and everything with those powers. And you grab that, you cape and mask and run around the garden like a nut. Right? Those superpowers, wow, fantastic things. And you ask yourself, why is Neil talking about Superman and superpowers? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Sailthru is in the business of superpowers. I'm going to talk to you about 5 superpowers today. I'm going to talk to you about breaking through barriers, simultaneous conversations, X-ray vision, and creating action. And the 5th one I'm going to talk about when I get to, because it's a little bit of a surprise, and that's what we're going to announce today. So, with that in mind, the first superpower, breaking through barriers. You have all done this. You have all broken through barriers. You are working in businesses where you have a single view of the consumer. You are not in a stodgy business where you have massive data silos all over the place. You don't spend your days having to export out of one system, import into another, create a dedupe over here, dedupe over there, create a campaign, hit send. You don't have to do that. You have broken through those barriers. That's a hard thing to do. And so you have all done that, and I congratulate you on being able to do that. That's breaking through barriers. That's a superpower. It's incredible to me when we go into potential clients and we talk to them, and I hear the same story again and again. And that is they produced a mobile app, they send the app to, they send a campaign out to their user base and say, download our mobile app. And sure enough, 20% of the engaged audience goes and downloads that mobile app. And a week later, they go back and look at the results, and they say, oh, the mobile app is doing fantastic. Look at this, it's amazing, it's just taking off. And then they look at the email and they're like, oh, what happened to email? It's kind of lacking, and the click rate's gone down, the open rate's gone, what's going on? And usually, the odd response to that is, oh, well, let's send more email. Let's get them engaged. Let's send more email to get them engaged. And let's invest in more push notifications because now we've got the mobile app and we've got these engaged users over here. And well, at that point, you're just accelerating the user out of the funnel. right? You're just throwing them out. You're doing the exact opposite of what you should be doing, trying to build brand loyalty. And that's what happens so often in these companies because they have separate siloed data sets and they have separate systems handling this. So it's really about that single view, because that broadcast medium, that broadcast marketing that has been done for so many years can no longer be done because the consumer has changed. You can't broadcast a message to everybody all the time that is exactly the same. So breaking through barriers is a superpower that you have all got. Second superpower that I want to talk to you about is conducting millions of simultaneous conversations in a single moment. You have the power to actually have millions of conversations at a single moment. And that is really because it is necessary to really provide that consumer with an individual response, an individual dialogue. Because you cannot build the journey for every single user. Why should I get the same message 10 days after a specific event that everybody else in this room does 10 days after that specific event? It is not possible to build a journey for every single one of your users. It's about that high street feeling that people want. When you walk into your local restaurant, your local shops, they know you, they look after you. You feel loved, you feel safe, you feel looked after. You get that good feeling inside, right? That's what everybody's searching for. When you go to that local restaurant that they know the wines that you like, and they know the table you like, and they try and sit you there, and they know the foods you like, and they know which waiter you prefer. They know all about you. That experience people want every day. And they want it online as well. And so it's vitally important that we can provide that, and provide that experience that is unique to each and every individual. Because automation isn't enough. You can't just automate these responses of 10 days after. I mean, if you went to your local bar and talked to the barman every time and he asked you the same questions every time, you'd pretty much find another bar, right? It could be the best food in the restaurant, but if they're just treating you, awfully, you're not going to come back. So as a brand, you need to be able to have that one-to-one dialogue and connect as individuals. And with Sailthru, you have that power to do that. Third one I want to talk to you about, X-ray vision. If you think about X-ray vision, it's our ability to look at that user as they come to you and as they tell you so much data. Let me give you an example. If you're a media company or an e-commerce company, if you are signing up a new user today, that user is telling you so much data throughout their entire lifetime. But those first 30 days are amazing. They're telling you that they love skiing, that they love technology. They're telling you that the purchase power that they have. They're telling you that they prefer red t-shirts over blue. All of this data is coming at you. And we're absorbing that into your data asset. Everybody outside this room is not looking at that data at all. There is no clickstream analysis. There's nothing happening to that data. They essentially collect data at that first instance. Right? And they sign up a new user, they maybe ask a few questions. They collect data then, at that point, and it's one blip on a chart, blip, and then just flatlines. They never collect any more data on that user again. They may look at that data in aggregate. They may look at it and say, oh, well, people that do this and that. But the fact is, there is this consumer that has come to you and is giving you so much data. You have the ability to look at that. You have the ability to action on it. And so that X-ray vision is a superpower. I mean, have you ever been in an organization where they're like, well, we've got to put up a preference center. Let's put up a preference center. Let's ask the consumer how frequently they would like to be communicated with. We'll ask them what they would like to be communicated about. We'll ask them their interests. And we'll ask them what mediums. Right, well, the consumer doesn't know. Because the consumer doesn't know what you're going to do tomorrow. They don't know what your content is going to be tomorrow. They don't know what your products are going to be tomorrow. They don't know. So even asking them, and let alone if you put 15 checkboxes in front of a user online, all they want to do is just get to the next page. The consumer is telling you so much through their clickstream. And that data set is vitally important. And the thing is, you can go to the social media side of things and pull in data from Twitter feeds and LinkedIn feeds, but I would say that you have to be understanding that that data set is the perceived persona. That's the persona that person wants to be perceived as. People share content they haven't even read. it's about knowing that actual user, because that user's clickstream tells you so much. Fourth superpower is really creating action. Creating action for people to come back to your site, to conduct commerce with you, to read more. Everybody has the same finite 24 hours in a day. Now, each of you has a different finite amount of time that you spend shopping online, a finite amount of time that you spend reading your publications online. Some people will spend an entire hour over lunch reading publications. Some people will spend 20 minutes with their coffee in the morning, and some people will just be sporadic throughout the day. Everybody is unique. So in that finite 24 hours of people doing all of these events, we need to be relevant to them. We need to give them what they want. If you think, there's a very large publisher around the corner on 42nd Street, and I'm sure you all know. If you were to go there this morning and look at their main page, their headline page, and look at all of their headlines that they put out today, you read a couple of pieces of content, sign up to their newsletter, I can guarantee you that the email you get at 4 o'clock in the afternoon is going to contain content that you have already consumed. How is that giving you anything? It is taking time away from you, because now they've just filled your inbox with yet another email that is absolutely useless to you. We need to be able to give the user absolutely what they are looking for at the time they're looking for it, and be relevant to it, because if you are giving that, then they will continue to come back to you. They will always be a loyal member of your brand. They will build that brand loyalty, because if they know that they can go to your publication or your commerce site and get exactly what they're looking for, incredibly efficiently, incredibly fast, then they will keep coming back. And that's how we need to stay, because that's the competitive nature of today. How do we build that brand loyalty? With this approach, we have increased page views for our media publications by over 200%. For e-commerce, we've increased revenue by 25%. So it works. Creating action works. So, the fifth superpower, the one I'm very excited about. But before I get to that, I just want to pull up something about the Gartner kind of reports that I'm sure we've all seen, that 80% of your future revenue will come from 20% of your existing user base today. I want to repeat that, just think about it. 80% of your future revenue will come from 20% of your existing customer base today. i.e., they're already your customers. They are going to create 80% of your future revenue. That's a huge statistic, right? So, what if I could tell you that you could identify that 20% today? Well, with Sailthru Sightlines, you can. Sailthru Sightlines, our new product, is about predicting the future. We are now in the business of predicting the future. This is not recommendations. The results I talked to you about before, 25% and 200% increase in page views, that's our recommendation side. That was groundbreaking when we did that. This is a new product that is predicting future events. The event of someone coming back to a site, of conducting commerce, how much they will conduct commerce for, when they will do it, how many page views they will generate. All of this we are now able to predict by looking at our data models. Now, you'll hear more from both Stephen Dove and Jeremy Stanley today. It is incredible what we're doing today. The other advantage of this, of course, is this is in our system as a pure play system. We've built this architecture to do this from the get-go. So you have everything in one place. Your advanced analytics, your predictions, recommendations, email, push notifications, SMS, you name it, all in one place where you can actually see that consumer. So predicting the future is a massive superpower that I'm very, very excited about. Now, why do we need superpowers? Well, in an ever-competitive environment, we need to be able to provide these kind of tools to you so that you can actually be more competitive and give your consumer what they want. When I grew up in my father's store, my dad's greengrocer store in England, I watched him take every customer that came through that door. He knew exactly what they wanted to buy. He knew them by their first name. He knew them who he had to call sir and madam. He knew how to greet them that they liked. He walked them through the store. He would take them through. He knew what they were going to buy before they did. He knew which we were going to buy the green apples versus the red apples. He knew everything about them. And it was all in his head. And this was in the days where it was all service, and literally everyone stood at the front. There was 4 guys at the front in brown lab coats, and they'd stand up front, and they'd wait, and there'd be a line out the door. There'd be a line waiting for the people to take them around the store. We're very good at lines in England, if you didn't know. So, and it was amazing. But everything he was doing was in his head. Imagine what he could do with a platform like Sailthru. So when the supermarkets came into the UK, he still managed to compete because the consumers didn't want to buy the fruit and vegetables from the supermarkets. And so they kept coming to my dad, to the point where supermarkets around him stopped selling fruit and vegetables in the first incarnation of supermarkets in the UK. So it's about giving that relationship. The way you can give that relationship is by building that consumer database, that data asset, and building that and actually looking at it. So you all have the ability to do that. Now, the people outside this room, right? The people outside the room are mere mortals in comparison to you. They don't have that. They don't have that ability. They are still stuck adding, asking for approval on an SOW to add a field to their relational database sets. They are mere mortals. They haven't broken through barriers. They exist in siloed businesses. They aren't connecting with their customers in a unique way. They're broadcasted. They do not have X-ray vision, and they can't create action. And they certainly cannot predict the future. So here in this room, you are all superheroes. And you're leading the wave. They, outside, are looking at 1% of the data, while you're able to look at all of the data set. And you're investing in the data asset, which is vital for your businesses. Because after your people, the most important asset you have is that data set. You're investing every day, because every day you're collecting data on your users that is usable, actionable. Outside this room, that's not happening. They are literally looking at that one blip on the chart when they collect data on a user. That's all. So you are all superheroes. And today I want you to hear from some of our superheroes. So today, you'll hear from Alex and Arnie. I'm sure you all know Alex and Arnie, growing amazing online sales. I think they posted 250% increase in sales in the last couple of years. Unbelievable. Business Insider, as I'm sure you all know, they have their paid product, Business Insider Intelligence. They have been living this ecosystem since their launch. They believed in giving the consumer what they want in all channels and giving that contiguous experience from email to web to mobile. Mashable, one of the most technologically advanced publications out there. You'll hear from them. They dive into the data on a daily basis, and they're very algorithmically driven. Acumen, building a $1 billion business out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. You'll hear from them and how data-driven they are. And I tell you, they dive into the data on a daily basis to drive their revenue, to drive what they should put in front of every single one of their consumers. So, with that, I thank you very much for your time. Use today to learn. Again, to Alex's point, do talk, exchange ideas. And for me and for Sailthru, it is our job to make sure that you get to put on your cape and mask every day and be the superheroes that you deserve to be. Thank you very much.